some really good fireworks, seems like, between Amazon and I don't know how Apple did on earnings, but seems like everything exploded. All right. So I'm not gonna spend too much time today just because I think we did a really, I guess, detailed analysis last night. Is anyone confused? I was expecting this today, or was anyone like shocked?
No.
All right, that's fair. I honestly expected it, and even if I actually rewatched my own watch list yesterday, and we did say that once we reclaim this and we wrote it out here, RTH, that we're gonna hit most likely all-time highs, and I guess that's how it worked out. The main reasons for that is the bears were really not able to take out anything on below, right? They came out. Some of us on NQ went long. I believe it was 70 at that time. I was long on ES as well. I added some ES long, and then I cut them here as we were approaching. There are some reactions, right, on CPOC, so that tells you, there's participation at that level. But once they cracked it, I mean, they had no mercy for anyone, honestly. They just pumped. And after hours, you obviously see this. So for tomorrow, when you look at it, what would you want to see from, if you want to turn bearish or short something, where would you do it?
Lower
Under a
916.
bridge.
I mean, you would
About monthly value area.
say it again.
49.48.
I think that's fair. I mean, if you do go below 49.48, I think that's a decent level. That's also the volume node. So if you guys look here, right, if you just look at these profiles here, I mean, you have almost like a triple distribution. So if you're able to take out, let's say the low right here somewhere, you're able to take that out, which happens to be 49.45. I don't see a reason why you can stumble in some shorts. I would think that there's going to be some empty space like you see here to enter. But anywhere in this space is where you can find those emotional buyers that stepped in after hours, right? So you have to be cautious on how you trade tomorrow, what size you trade. For some reason, and when you think about, what we've done so far, I would not expect that we have a trend day tomorrow. So tomorrow, what they could do is they could create some traps on the downside right here, and then they reclaim it and they start creating value above this level, right? This 49.31, they really need to create value above it. Because if this is our previous breakout right here, 49.33, and we know there are some single prints there. We know the previous week value area highs there as well. So it's not something bad to watch here, especially tomorrow. If they do come back here, again, I would watch to see if the price is being accepted or not. Because you saw last time they were here, they did this, and then, obviously they did what they did. But now you're watching to see if they do this, can they defend it and then make higher highs and continue higher, right? And then when you think about where we open tomorrow, I think it's going to be fairly important, right? This morning it played a role. Where did we open today relative to yesterday? Did you guys pay attention?
Within the value area.
Value.
It was within the value. So that's that. And when I was trading live, I mentioned it, and I think actually Drew answered it, right? That most likely we're going to see prices higher because on NQ we opened and we were not really rejecting. We were accepting the value area of parity. So if you are, you're most likely going to explore the extremes, right? They got bought up on the bottom, then they're going to go to the top. So I would just pay attention to that. And then, of course, here, like in the bracket that we are in since this day, I would still consider building this fixed profile here. And then kind of just identify your SIGs to see what happens, right? So we have this third SIG sitting somewhere at 54. And then I would say it's somewhere in the second one is okay, so that one's right here below. So you have these SIGs here, and I'm pretty sure they played a role on the bottom as well. Just be aware of them, right? Be aware where they are, just so that way you don't get played, right? You do not want to short this as long as we're above them. If we see any sign, right, let's say they come in here and they lose this level, then there's a high chance that they might visit here. Can you take a short here? Definitely, right? Would I initiate any shorts right here? Probably not, right? I would be careful initiating many shorts at this point. And then if they crack this, you know the drill, right? You're targeting CPOC. At CPOC, if you're short, you're trying to close it as you're approaching this. You don't want them to hit it and then you want to take it. Sometimes you guys want to get every point out of it. I'm okay if I miss, 2 points here or a point, right? You do not want to wait till last second because these moves from like these CPOCs can be pretty violent, right? And you don't want to be the one kind of holding that. Okay, let me look at this profile here. Let's switch.
Real quick, this CPOC is for which period? How many weeks?
So this one starts from January 19th.
Okay.
Yep, January 19th. And it's basically, when you think about it, just a bracket. And tomorrow we'll find out. I don't care about what they do tonight. We'll find out what they do tomorrow, if they can hold this breakout or, how is it going to look relative to the previous breakout. So if you go here on the volume, I mean, we had a nice big red candle here, a big volume, and then you have a big kicking candle here, kicker candle, and not as much volume, and it's going much higher. And they had a lot of reasons to push, right, with the earnings. So, wow. Wow, yeah. So ideally, if you wanted to short, you want to be short below this level here. Everybody understand why?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Single prints.
Yeah.
It's
and
like, is that, do we treat it like a late spike?
Well, this is not a late. Well, no, you had an L period here already.
Oh.
L period was there. This is mainly N period. This is all N period, the last 15 minutes. So it seems like the 27 would be our level, not necessarily this one. I don't know why they keep the damn N period. It'd be here. If you only care for cash session, this is the period here. So below 27, you really open up to hit the CPOC, right? And I'll probably look at it on 65 minutes. And it comes out to be somewhere. Is this what you guys have for CPOC here? 1325? Check if you guys have it. Well, that's some weird levels today. On NQ especially, it's some weird stuff.
I have 49, 16, 15-ish.
Oh, well, I'm on RTH. Maybe, hold on. Huh. Okay, I have 15 and a half. Is that what you said, KJ? Yeah, so 15 and a half. I thought we had it at 1675 the night before. So it seems like there's a lot of volume and shifted a little bit down. And it looks like a perfect, distribution. So if they decide to crack inside this level here, me personally, I probably will stumble here and take some shorts, see if I can catch 33, very aggressive, right? But then if they crack inside this 33 and they don't bounce at 27, then you can catch this 18 points move between here. And that's how I would treat it if I was you guys. I would treat it in this point range. So if you're catching, 18 points, how many points can you afford risk? If you want all of the 18 points, what should be your stop loss in terms of points?
6
I mean,
points?
6, but I wouldn't want to do 6.
Well, so then you gotta be accepting that you don't want 18.
Or I guess
Right.
I could downsize to MES.
Exactly. You go MES and you just test it, right? Test the process, test this to catch those trades, right? When we took NQ today at 70, I mean, we are targeting about 45 points, and I don't know if you guys saw, but that was almost like 300 and something points, right?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
I think we had it somewhere. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I think it was here. Yeah, it was here. 70. Yeah. I think I have fills below 70. Well, I can check. So yeah, we targeted this, and then I said it was gonna be 29, I believe. We wanted 29. It was somewhere around here. It was 419 and 429, and I was pretty happy with that. But then, man, they just yeah. And the only difference between ES and NQ, do you guys see it? Here's your daily. Which one's stronger?
Nasdaq looks weaker.
Nasdaq looks weaker, right? Nasdaq's not at all times, right? So you want to be somewhat aware of that, right? And then tomorrow, for especially for these, when I say these, you want to be aware of this POC that we have here, right? So you see this volume node, you see how heavy this POC is, and it happens to be also the value area high of current week. So if you're able to lose this, let's say tomorrow, right here, what do you guys think that would indicate?
That we would go and we would
So-
drop to the if we could drop to the value low of the prior week, or possibly the POC of this current week. Because it's
Okay.
kind of like your current value high.
Okay, yeah, no, I
Right?
agree. So this becomes a really massive zone.
But you might get a support from the prior week's value low or potential POC.
I would expect if we lose this level here tomorrow, which is, I'm just not, I don't know if you guys, I'm really dyslexic in numbers. I'm struggling with numbers when it's 176. I can't tell you guys the problems I have in my head keeping these numbers in order. It's a big struggle for people like me. So if we count this 17550, let's say in this range, it would be a potentially a good bounce, right? Just keep in mind you have this double weird distribution that's happening here, and this one's a little bit heavier. So I would definitely watch this, right? Especially if they come here and they wanna reject this, meaning reject here. That would mean that we want a value higher. Well, we know at least we could catch this right here, which would be previous value area high. Then if they clean this, then we know, they have some poor highs here at the top. They might want to revisit. Below this, honestly, they have this. You have this POC that's sitting there at 470. I don't think they cared too much about that level last time. I think they gapped right here. So now if they come, I would expect that they offer some kind of bounce in this zone here, especially the LBN they have. So I'll definitely watch this right here. But this weekly profile looks very good. Meaning if they fail to execute tomorrow above 644, or if they go above, look above and fail, I mean, they're setting up for a disaster. And I even talked to you guys about how this profile can create some volume and have a value that's engulfing from the prior one. I think it's still doable, right? Especially if tomorrow they spike. I don't know how's Apple doing here after hours, or are they through the moon? No, well, they didn't even drop much. Yeah. Assuming Amazon is the culprit. Yeah, okay. So Amazon ran like crazy, and Amazon would be at a good shorting level. Did they have really, really good earnings?
Meta also. Well, Amazon's got AI.
AI, of course.
I'm just saying that's they're making a big thing of that. That's part of the reason it ran. Meta's though doing better. It's holding up even after hours better than Amazon, if you look at it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, from 88 to 400. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even like Facebook at 88. Maybe it was my mistake, right? But I didn't like it that much. That's a that's a really nice V shape.
See, they also added, right, another 50 million repurchase program.
They added
So
what?
that's 50 billion stock purchase.
Oh, buyback. Oh, so they
Yeah.
increased
Oh,
the EPS through
Also,
the
Meta's
buyback.
giving a dividend now.
What's
They
their
said
yield?
they're giving a 50-cent dividend. I mean, it's a crap yield, but it's better than nothing, I think, is with the gist of it. But I'm thinking they're giving it out because they want to keep people, which means their stock might drop. But
Yeah,
giving you a dividend bribes you to stay.
something I learned in school, what, 20 something years back, is that they usually do dividends when companies becoming stagnant. Right? When they want to
Yeah.
keep you as an investor, right? When they don't
That's
have
why I
any.
said it's going to drop. I mean, the value is going to drop because if you're not going to see the growth, people aren't going to pay the margin. The ratio is not going to be worth it.
Yeah, and
The
I
premium,
have
I should say.
6 nieces and nephews. They're younger, right? Like 18s. None of them use Facebook. And I don't have a big pool, right? But that age group is not really into Facebook.
But they're in Instagram, and they're big in Instagram.
So most of them, I don't even know the name. Like, I don't know. I'll have to ask them what they use, but it's not even in
TikTok.
our group. It's another one, like where pictures disappear. You see them now, and now you don't. I don't know the names of them, but
Oh,
yeah,
Snapchat.
Snapchat. Yeah, I think that's the one. They use that, but I don't know who owns that, right? I know Instagram is owned by Facebook. TikTok is independent, I believe. It's Chinese, right?
Yeah.
But I personally,
Yeah.
it's Facebook. I'm not there. Like I have it. I don't even know the password for it. So.
A lot of people use WhatsApp.
Well, that's true. I mean, they bought a lot of companies, right? It's non-organic growth that they have, and they have a lot of power in marketing, right? And don't want to go into politics, but they have a lot of, power in politics now too.
Well, if politics like you, they keep you doing well because they get their kickbacks.
Exactly. Well,
I mean, that's without getting into politics. That's how it is, you know.
Yeah. On top of that, you have election year spending, and that's a lot.
Yeah. What?
Are the election spending,
Oh yeah, of course.
that's big.
Yeah, I posted it the other day. I don't know if you guys ever heard of cloud pivot strategy for throwing off governments, but you guys should read about it. Whoever's
I
interested.
saw that, but I couldn't find the link again. I don't know if they took it off or something.
I'll post it.
You posted it, and I was reading it, and then I was gonna try to show my son, and I couldn't find it again.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I know. I thought it was great. It was a great, interesting.
But this is written by like a sociologist professor. Like this is not some guy writing in his basement, right? This is pretty solid stuff. And for people that like to read, here you go. I think this is pretty good read.
Well, they interviewed a former KGB agent in 1985, I believe it was, who essentially was saying the that the USSR was attempting to implement this in the United States. A lot of these things they're talking about, and they started with the education system.
Education system's big. And I don't know
Yep.
if whoever doesn't have kids, you won't understand it till you have kids. When I go to school, like to my kids, and I'm never welcomed by the teachers or principals much. Why do we teach kids? My son brings me math, and I need 10 sheets of paper to do a problem. And I'm like, he's not special, but yeah. It's a very different time on what they're learning, how they're progressing curriculum. We have one of my friends who's a teacher, and I just asked her what's the capital of, like Wales or different countries, and she has no idea, but she's the one teaching geography. And I don't know where your guys' schooling comes from, but those type of things we had to know, and you had to read books, and then there was no tests where I come from. Is they pick a page in the book, they pick a topic, and you explain the whole thing.
Because it's more important being an activist these days, Shorty.
Yeah. Oh, I see it, man. It's just sad when, this is how the big empires fell. This is exactly the blueprint, you know, you're spending, how you're gonna pay all this money back, I have no idea. The only way is you're gonna tax the people to death, then you're gonna get an uprising from people, because at one point people are gonna explode. Inflation is high, you're taking their money, you're gonna tax them more. I'm just saying, there's a line that people are not gonna handle anymore, right? So, and they're threading the needle in my opinion here with some of that. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Shorty, you have a dog now?
I don't have a dog. No, I don't have room for a dog.
Oh,
I can't. This little guy, my 2-year-old again, he busted his face on concrete outside.
oh no.
So it's 2.5
You get-
hours. Just
You got
swimming.
wild boys, huh?
Oh my
Just the second
gosh.
guy. He is
That
just.
beautiful face.
I think he's just like me when I was little, man. He
When,
has zero fear.
when I was little, I'd end up in the hospital so often. The nurses are like, "What are you here again for?"
That's pretty much me. Yeah. But yeah, he's good. He's just a lot of energy. I mean, our jobs are easy when you trade, but it's a mental drainage that you get from it, right? And then you have, you get kids, and it's like, all right, it's fun.
Yeah, I can relate to my son. He's crazy too.
Yeah, we need to put all these kids together and let them run.
Yeah, they just play. Jesus.
All right.
They're like
Well,
tigers.
yeah, no, I'm literally going straight to bed right now. It's 9 o'clock. Sometimes I complained about dumpster going to sleep at 7:30. Think I'm almost there.
I
You
feel
gotta
you.
start moving these. Texas Raj, I'll watch that. I like good documentaries. You guys have some, send it. All right, guys. Well, I'll trade live tomorrow again. If I make my money in the morning, no reason for me to give it back in the afternoon.
All right, thanks, Shorty. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Shorty.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.